Hi, Gemini. Okay, let's get into this now. Smoke it if you got it. Drink it if you got it. Liquids, water, I mean. Okay, so first let's talk about this easier to fall deeper in love. Deep, deep in love. These squares that are happening between Uranus and Saturn especially, they're really important for us because for a long time we couldn't love. The trust factor had just been destroyed, and it's really hard when that happens to see how you'll ever be able to trust again. It's just human nature. But I think we took it especially hard because it also scared us about our intellect and about our intuition. Why wasn't I smart enough to see this? Why wasn't I in front of this? How could this happen? How could I make a mistake so big so as to let somebody fool me? Maybe about who they were or what they were to you. Again, especially if they have this Virgo energy. But here it comes up as, doesn't matter if they're Virgo or not, just someone that was belying a certain level of stability to you. And instead, it was Uranus and Taurus. It was anything but stable. So the squares that happen between Uranus and Saturn, these really fixed energy heavy squares, they want you to stop beating yourself up. They want you to forgive yourself. They want you to see that those mistakes were unavoidable because the lessons that you had to learn from those mistakes, that would come much later. The realizations you had to have, some of them you're still having now. And this is what brings this thought to a culmination. You needed to have them. That was so much more important than whatever you had to go through to get there. And when you start looking at things that way, it's like a door that unlocks. You start to see that there is a level of abject trust that you can have in the universe if you use that logic. No, things may not always be pleasant. At times they may be really, really rough. But if you're looking at it backwards and you have faith or just experience, you can learn to view every obstacle, every truly unfair thing that's ever happened to you that you know shouldn't have happened. You can start to make sense of it all and justify it in the context of, well, I wonder what really, really important lesson I have to learn, that this is the setup. Because with every lesson that you learn, you take another step up, another rung on the evolution ladder is traversed. So, in keeping with that, you allow yourself somewhere deep, deep inside to begin the slow process of trusting again. Ironically, for some of you, it's because you've just recently gotten really hurt and you realize that playing it small, playing it safe, going for people, things, situations, jobs that you don't really want never works out in the end. You're realizing that settling, even for or because of your own fears and insecurities, it doesn't work out in the end. Whatever comfort you're able to get out of a situation like that, it's not enough. You would rather the discomfort of something actually satisfying. But to do that, you need to get back out in the world, and funnily enough, you get some really great opportunities to do so in the next like 3-4 weeks. So I would suggest dressing as nicely as possible. No bullshit. Looking your best every time you leave the house. Take that extra 5 to 7 minutes and do it. You want to be able to remember running into that person, running into that opportunity. You want to remember it fondly and that you looked great. And the kind of love you can find right now is very long term. So make an effort. Do your best. Now, let's talk about Mars retrograde. You're going to think that you're just being normal, you're just saying it how it is, and I don't think you'll realize yourself that you're using your words to control people. They'll realize it, and they'll say something, and things can get really ugly then. And the only way that you can ensure that this doesn't happen, because most of the time you'll be doing it unconsciously, right? So the only way to ensure that you're not really being controlling, because you can't tell yourself, so it's really frustrating, is to just not lose your temper. Don't make it about your ego. No matter what kind of situation you're in, if you lead with love for the next 3.5 weeks, you keep yourself in a really abundant, safe space, like a protective bubble. If you start to lead with aggression and give into this Mars retrograde energy and let it take over you, it can be financially very detrimental. So just keep that in mind. It can take opportunities away from you that you were just on the verge of getting, but they disappear before they can actually get to you because your vibe changes. You should get really, really protective, but also disciplined about your vibe right now. Not allow yourself to give in to any petty anger, but also righteous anger too. There are situations where you're in the right. Still. It's not about proving to anyone that you're right. It's not about making a point. It's not about making somebody else see the light, whatever. No. Keep your cool. Keep quiet. Mars retro, it's controlling us right now. We have so little control over what we're doing and what we're saying. So really it seems like an extreme solution, but it's effective. Right? Now, along with not losing your temper, maybe try to see where the controlling, where is it stemming from? Because I have a clue. I think I have some insight there. I think it's because this is a time where we get our mojo back. And along with getting our mojo back and starting to have feelings for people again, starting to have people attracted to us again, of course, that's also going to make us a little bit controlling because we have some wounds. We have some baggage. Which is why it's really important to let a lot of shit go. Because who cares if there's new love on the horizon or anything new on the horizon if, if you're carrying all your bags into the new place. It's just going to turn into the old place sooner or later. Because you brought all your shit with you. So it makes sense that the beginning of the month is about start with the day-to-day. But what you'll notice is that when you get the day-to-day stuff out of your way that's just messing with your flow, it'll just open the door to bigger things getting in your way that are getting in the way of your flow. Because now you can tell because the small things are out of the way. And then you can start moving those things out of the way, right? So you don't have to get stuck here. And then you'll be able to see maybe I'm starting to be controlling again because my flow is getting so much better. The energy is getting so much better. I'm very attractive. People are finding me attractive. And this is making me scared. Because now, what if I like someone? What if somebody likes me? Now I got to worry about who are they talking to? Who are they not talking to? And this whole spiral of control starts. Are they lying to me? Are they telling me the truth? We're not doing any of this. We're not doing any of this. Now, when it comes to finances, the financial shakeup is it's happening in Cancer. And for you, the way that we want to deal with this is that we want to get in front of anything legal, anything money related, anything tax related, anything debt related. Pay your debts, get as liquid as possible. Anyone who's taken from you, anyone who's stolen from you, somehow, some way, karmically, that money comes back to you. Don't worry about it. It's all circling back around. Get as liquid as you can. Pay your debts off. Don't accrue any more debt. Keep as liquid as you can. Keep working. Keep building your connections. So when the financial shakeup happens long term, it does nothing to you and you're able to retain your power and you're able to keep moving forward. But it has everything to do with you keeping up with your work, but also very much addressing things that you know need to be addressed, whether it's debt, whether it's taxes, whether it's, you know, some kind of like court related thing, whatever it is. Get on top of it, stay on top of it. And then the things that are karmic that you can't help, people stole from you, people lied to you, people took from you, that money's coming back around to you, inshallah. So don't worry about that. Be very careful with how much you're spending to indulge in escapism, to get away from this. Don't run away from this. Deal with this head on, because it's the quickest way through. Just tackle it. Okay? And the more you indulge here, the less you're going to have to work with. So that's a truth that you're going to have to deal with as well. And that truth is going to lead you down another rabbit hole of like, why do I need these things to cope? That's going to lead you into your childhood. So it starts with this financial shakeup and then it ends up at like another thing that my parents did that fucked me up. Now, in a very positive way, a very foundational, important collab that has happened before, or so it's a repeat, or should have happened and it didn't. It comes around and it gives you that little bit of financial security that you're looking for towards the end of the month. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. Now, when you feel super sad towards the end of the month, you're gonna wanna suppress these feelings, especially you'll know that you're doing this when you start craving a lot of sugar. Okay? Because this lunar eclipse in Taurus, it'll take it a couple of weeks to get under your skin, and then you'll start to have these feelings of like, as things are dropping around you every day in your everyday life, this doesn't work. In your everyday life, that doesn't work. This person's not right for you. These are important connections, some of them, that you're like, I don't want to lose that, or I don't want to stop eating that, or I still want to live there. You can get to a point where you're like, you know what? I don't want to hear this. I don't want to talk about this. I just want to have some fun. I want to indulge. And it's coming up here as well. This indulging, it only takes away from you. This is not the time to escape. This is not the time to push and sublimate things even more than they already are. Those neglected feelings shouldn't be sublimated. They should stop being neglected. They need to be acknowledged. They need to be addressed. It's just parts of you that are being left out there alone in the cold. They have no idea how to deal with themselves. And they're parts of you that you need to welcome back to yourself. These are not feelings that we want to drown under food, under drugs, under sex, under connection, under conversation, under entertainment and TV and Netflix and escapism. We want to deal with these neglected feelings. When you look at these neglected feelings, the first thing that's going to hit you is the pain of the neglect. And after that, once you get through that, which you do with love and compassion and acceptance, once you get through that, that's when the messages start coming. That's when you start to really understand, like, oh shit, that's what was actually going on. Oh shit, this is what I actually want to do. Oh shit, that's how I could make even more money. Everything hides behind those neglected feelings. It's a very clever way for your mind to get you to come over here and deal with this stuff so you can access this plethora of good luck behind it. But when you first look at these feelings, it's really tough. It's really intense. Oh my God, are all these cups empty? What the fuck? In how many ways have I been neglecting myself, and for how long, and what did I think was going to happen? But you know what? Fuck that way of thinking. Who cares? Let's move on to what's important here. And what's important is, now that you know, acknowledge every single one of those feelings. Give every single one of those feelings time, attention, rest. Every time you start to feel like you're being lazy, understand that you are buying into a colonial stereotype that is complete bullshit, that's based on basically labor-centered economy. You're not being lazy. You probably need rest. You're not being lazy. You need rest, or you're not inspired. That's it. You're not excited. You're not inspired by anything. You're not being creative, or you're just tired. That's all it is. So you're allowing yourself with compassion to look at parts of yourself and say, oh my God, that part of me is empty. How long has it been empty? Oh my God, what happened? Who did this to me? Oh my God, this is because such and such neglected me. No need to go down that road, even though you know you want to. And once you start seeing, once you start seeing where you've been neglecting yourself, how come all these people come to mind that were neglecting you in the exact same way? And you're like, oh, everything's a reflection. Everything's a fucking reflection. So what are we going to do? We're going to change the thing that everything is reflecting off of. We're going to change ourselves. And then every one of the reflections that doesn't match the new us, bye, you could go. You could go, it could go. This thing that I like to do, it could go. It just is not more important, and I don't like it more than I like myself. No, thank you very much. Yes, I love it. Yes, I love him. Yes, I love her. Yes, I love it. Yes, I love that thing, but no, I don't love it more than I love myself. Thank you very much. And that's it. And that's all. November is going to be fun as shit. Inshallah, inshallah. Love you. And then we're getting into Sag season. What? Sag season mid-November. Gemini reading is about to be lit. Love you. It'll be on Patreon. Love you, love you.